Hi, quick show of hands. How many of you have bought some Bitcoin, sent some to a friend, or at least heard someone talking about it in the last month? You, maybe you, yeah, everyone, pretty much everyone. Here's what gets me though. We say Bitcoin like it's a word we understand, but ask most of us to explain what happens when someone sends it, and we would stumble. In short, Bitcoin is a decentralized digital currency. It runs on its own network, no bank, no government, and no middleman in the middle telling it what to do. Three things I want to get through to you today are what Bitcoin is and how it works, the upsides and the downsides, and where it might be headed in the future. So we'll start off with what is Bitcoin. Think of it as digital cash, transparent, capped in supply, open to anyone with a connection. Doesn't matter if it's someone in Manhattan or 300 miles away from their nearest bank branch. Over time, money has changed shape a bunch of times in a bunch of ways. We started with bartering, coins, gold, paper, plastic, and now Bitcoin is the first real attempt to make money fully digital and cut out the middleman entirely. The middleman is code. It's a public network of computers doing the checking instead of a person. So, how does it keep track of who owns what? That's blockchain. Blockchain is a public ledger of every Bitcoin transaction ever out in the open. Not owned by a bank, not run by a company, not something you need permission to look at. It's just two pieces that make it work. The blocks, which are batches of verified transactions. Think of a bus that can't leave the stop until everyone on it has been checked or paid. And the chain, which links the blocks together permanently so you have a verifiable transaction throughout history, almost like a digital receipt. The part that I find interesting is there's a cap, 21 million Bitcoin ever. That's it. Compare that to a currency where government can print more whenever it needs it. This It's huge. The scarcity is the part that take people away from Bitcoin, but it's also beneficial. Some of the upsides of Bitcoin, you can send money overseas, but in the old ways, there would be a lot of fees. It would take multiple days, and people could steal it. Now, people nowhere near a bank with a phone can get Bitcoin in a matter of seconds for pennies. People treat it also like digital gold, with huge financial companies putting their money in assets as Bitcoin. Now, the risks. The prices swing hard. The pennies, from pennies to tens of thousands of dollars, up and down, more than once. There's no FDIC insurance. Send it to the wrong address, lose your private keys, and it's just gone. No undo button. That's it. Because nobody's watching the gate, it's a magnet for scams, investment schemes, phishing, and people promising guaranteed returns. If you ever hear that phrase, run immediately. I'm not going to stand up here and tell you it's good or bad. The question is whether you can get the upside without getting burned. And that takes understanding what you're holding, not just owning it because everyone else does. What this means for the future. Governments are paying attention now. Whether they like it or not, a few countries made it legal tender outright. Others are locking it down with regulation. Even old school finance firms are holding it or building products around it now. That would have sounded insane 10 years ago, but this is the future. Bitcoin itself hasn't drifted what it set out to be digital money with a fixed supply. For most of you in this room, this isn't as abstract. Maybe you bought a little, maybe a friend made some on it, lost some on it. A lot of us are already touching this thing without really understanding it. That gap is where the risk lives. It's also where the opportunity is. If you close it, so next time it comes up in a group chat, at your dinner table, wherever, you don't have to just sit there and nod anymore. Thank you.